And we have an update to a story we brought you moments ago. NBC News has now confirmed that presumptive Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump has picked Indiana Governor Mike Pence to be his running mate. This ahead of the formal announcement coming tomorrow morning in New York City. We'll have much more coming up tonight on NBC Nightly News at 5:30. Well, it's part of a system that's been called broken and in crisis. Today, we're getting a detailed look at child abuse and neglect in Travis County. This morning, Dell Children's Medical Center presented maps of child abuse hotspots in Austin. They used information from the Department of Family and Protective Services, Austin ISD, Child Protective Services, and local organizations. Researchers found child abuse is more common in areas with high levels of poverty, unemployment, and crime. To demonstrate the cycle of violence, the map on the left shows cases where children have been mistreated, and on the right, you see where AISD students have been disciplined for violent behavior. They all correspond with what researchers call the East Austin Crescent.
We need to kind of redirect where, accessibility to a number of things that would improve the lives of people in the hopes that it would prevent child abuse.
That's Dr. Kelly Leiker, the medical director of the care team at Dell Children's. She leads a team of 3 nurses and 2 social workers to tackle child abuse. Cases of child abuse are not just in the East Austin Crescent, but quickly rising in the surrounding communities. KXAN's Phil Prazen looks at the root causes of that and what can be done.
By the time many kids see Heather Van Dyst, it's too late. She's a social worker on Dell Children's care team.
Most of the little kids we see can't talk. They can't tell us what happened. They can't tell us what their home situation is. And so it's really about reaching out and protecting those kids who don't really have a voice.
Not only does she see abuse in the East Austin Crescent, but societal ills are popping up in more places.
We're seeing kids who are from Manor. We're seeing kids from those outlying areas that maybe used to live in the city and are being priced out.
That's one of the reasons Dell Children's made the maps and got community groups together. Researchers describe how a problem that used to be mostly segregated is becoming a county-wide problem. They hope to inspire groups to focus on prevention.
So it poses a question for us and agencies like ourselves. How do we reach those communities as it grows?
As program manager of Capital Idea, William Askew Jr. works to get 700 associate degree students, most of them parents, life skills. Many of them live in child abuse hotspots. He learned from the researchers that unemployment and underemployment are risk factors for child abuse.
A lot of their problem isn't that they don't want to change. A lot of it is they don't know how. So they need the resources, they need the partnerships, they need the guidance, they need the support.
Capital Idea hopes to be a part of the cure to fix a problem Dell Children analyzed to be more widespread than many people thought. Phil Prazen, KXAN News.
Earlier this week, Hank Whitman, the new commissioner of the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services, outlined his plan to improve CPS. It includes requiring regional directors within CPS to reapply for their jobs. Commissioner Whitman also wants to team up with the Texas Department of Public Safety using analysts to gather information about households for caseworkers. And he also wants all CPS special investigators to have forensic training by this September.